stop. Before you go any further, don't. I have some thoughts I want to share with you before you go on about your day, you selfish prick. UK singer-songwriter, weirdo, Archy Marshall is blessing us with an album 3 years after his last full-length album, Man Alive, which was a neo-psychedelic fever dream that added to his already difficult to pin down discography. This album mostly picks up where we left off, with lots of similarly watery dreamscapes, occasional spurts of viscera, and super depressive undertones laced throughout. Let's go. We get a lot of very interesting textures at play on the opening track, FLIMSIER. The wiry guitar freakouts on the back end are a rock to the face when considering the rest of the song's mostly relaxed nature. The Insomniac vibes on this one feel like sitting up late and considering absolutely anything and everything that you did wrong. The thin ringing guitar notes and Archie's matter-of-fact soft-spoken delivery really feels like something off a Mark Kozelek project. There are some classic gothic post-punk being worked with on the track Pink Shell. Yeah, sure, it's a pretty quick one, but it has a lot of grit and nervous energy to make up for its brevity. Archie really lets his inner Joe Strummer out for this one too, and it makes for a really captivating vocal performance. I knew it wouldn't take long for me to find the negatives. The dream pop excursion on Seaforth is far too stagnant and listless to be truly memorable. It lacks a prominent structure, and as a result, it drifts into a pretty nondescript outro, having not made much of an emotional or even a sonic impact. I have a similar problem with tracks like From the Swamp, where the mix is so drained of life and the song lacks any palpable foundation. All I'm left with is a vague vibe, as opposed to a fully fleshed out musical idea. The sax freakouts in the middle of That Is My Life, That Is Yours do a lot to break up what would otherwise be a pretty numb song, but I'm sorry to be a killjoy here. I really wanted this moment of bombast to be pushed further, not just be severed before it could really get going. What we have here is really solid. It just could have used some development, in my opinion. The song Seagirl is certainly relaxing and absorbs me in its spacious, foggy atmosphere while it's on. Again though, I personally would have liked more of an actual song to go with this bliss. Ravina's gentle ad-libbing only carries this song so far before I slowly start realizing that we really haven't left the starting line at all. The song Hamburgerphobia is much welcomed. It is a pulsing little post-punk dirge that has all of the brood of an early Bauhaus cut, but also the low-fidelity murk of a classic Ariel Pink song. Archie's baritone adds another layer of menace to the crunchy, detuned guitar chords all throughout as well. Empty Stomach Space Cadet spirals into a lush frenzy over its short 2 minutes and change, making it, in my opinion, one of the most effectively paced songs on the project. The apparitions of saxophone and eerie pads create a kind of claustrophobia that makes me wish I could have some space to breathe. Get it? It's called Space Heavy. I also enjoy the dejected rage of the title track, which makes for a pretty thrilling, slightly harrowing listen the first time around. The anger continues to build into a pretty gripping, noisy climax. The arc that this song takes is super satisfying and hits all the beats that it shoots for. While I'm on the topic of favourites, When Vanishing is a gorgeous piece of chamber music, complete with swells of strings, film noir sax soloing, melancholy guitar lines, sharp ambient noise. The soundscape that is created on this track is heavenly, and is surprisingly compelling given that it is mostly just a very chill instrumental piece. If Only It Was Warmth is a gut-wrenching little ballad. The empty space between each moody, slow-motion sound is utilized perfectly, and ironically creates one of the heaviest and most intimate songs on this project. Emotionally speaking, quaint little guitar licks provide a melodic bass over which Archie can painfully croon about how much of a disappointment he's been. Mwah! Chef's kiss! What is that, by the way? I don't know. Anyway, look. This thing is good. I enjoy it a fair bit. There are enough high points here to mostly make up for any slight issues I have with either the pacing or just the song development. Archie is continuing to explore the area between the notes, and is doing so to a mostly successful extent. I just wanted a little bit more out of the more zonked out, washy moments that this album dishes up. I certainly get the concept that Archy is going for here though. How can you make less feel like more? How can you use space to create something hefty? It's an endless question, but I admire Archy for trying to answer it. This thing gets a 7.5 out of 10. What did you think, I suppose? What did you think about the new Archy Marshall project, King Krule? He's not a cruel guy, he's actually pretty nice. Oh yeah, I know Archy Marshall, I serve him bloody pizza pie all the time. Don't forget to accidentally nick the like button, the subscribe button, and also the comment button. There should also be a video somewhere, probably here, that you can check out, most likely related to this channel. And have a good night's sleep. Mwah.